We are back for the second period. Still nil-nil. Substitution for the Gambia. Babukar Trawale, number 20, coming on for Alassane Mane. Still nil-nil. The Gambia back in the second half.
Screen be the book.
While Gabon still leading DRC at Franceville 1-0. The referee watches on. And the second half proceedings now on the way.
Second half is underway and it's still goalless between the Scorpions of the Gambia and the Palanca Negras.
Yes, first thing Tom did that surprised many is that he made a change right at halftime. It shows that he's trying to win the game immediately. He's brought in Steve Tarawale for Alassane Mane, who was under par today. Usually he's a better performer. Who knows, it could be an injury or what have you. But Steve Tarawale, who has been a great revelation in most of the games he has come in the second half, he's came in and brought in energy and chances and assists. Let's hope that he can repeat this feat because we know he's a hungry player and he's also not the selfish player. He'll always work for the team.
Let's hope the Scorpions can find a breakthrough in the second 45 minutes at all.
And getting the news from Gabon, knowing that they are leading, I hope that can lift the spirit of the boys, knowing that a win here can just complete the job.
So 45 minutes, perhaps or probably between the Gambia and making history. Suppose the scoreline in Gabon stays that way and Gambia wins here. Angola attacking.
Suleiman Mahrez is possessed. He was in a haze. Musa Barrow, he's able to keep the ball in play. Pinto switches play to Abdullah Jallo. He's still going forward with the ball. The Angolans have tried to fill all the gaps the Scorpions wants to exploit. They brought in a substitution, or they've already made a change with Boubacar Steve Traoré taking the place of Alassane Mane.
Misclearance by centre-back Umar Kohli, who tried to rectify things for himself there. He's down on the ground and a free kick has been awarded to him. Welcome back to the second 45 here at the Independence Stadium, where the Palanca Negras in all yellow taking on the Scorpions of the Gambia, in their traditional red sock, blue socks and green socks. That is the home color of the Scorpions. Amadou Jan, the team captain, is the most capped player as far as the records that we are told are concerned. Amadou Jan.
Yes, yes, I played with him. I was maybe 70% into my last few games of the national team when he was promoted to the senior national team from the under-20s. And he has been a consistent performer. He has been a consummate professional throughout his career, and he's added value to the squad, whether it is on the pitch or off the pitch. He's also a leader that is respected by all the young players as well as the other veterans that are in the squad and the football stakeholders. So his inclusion, although it was questioned by some because he has been without a club for about 5 months, he is actually proving that he does have a place in the team with the way he's played so far.
The Angolans were trying to break the Scorpions, who solidify things at the back there, and they will now attack. They are red colors. Mohamed Mbai, lovely pass. Jalo Jamano, he's going forward. Can this be the breakthrough for the Scorpions? They find it difficult to penetrate the Palanca Negras. Suleiman Mar, the new entrance. Bakar Steve Trawale. It's always difficult for one player to control him. Lovely pass to Abdullah Jalo. He plays it low to right back. Nuha. Back to Jalo. Interchange of passes between the two.
And Steve makes a run. Forward. Good much better from the Gambia. That was a good penetrative run from Steve Trawale. You want to see that runs behind the defense.
Will win it back so easily. Team captain Amadou Jan. Sabaro, lovely tone. Incredible, amazing player he is. They're playing with some intent. Here are the Scorpions, and they win the free kick at a dangerous position.
Yes, definitely. You can actually predict what the halftime team talk was. Intensity, Arthur. You can see it clearly.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah. Yeah. As I was saying, I was expecting something like this for the halftime, because this was what was lacking during the first half.
Yes, and there was also a good actual news coming out of Libreville that Gabon are leading at halftime against Congo, which actually, if Gambia gets a win and those results stay, the sixth game of the round, which will be in Congo next week, Monday, will be meaningless. It will be just a formality because we can start celebrating. So let's hope the goals come in early and that we can actually consolidate our 3 points.
Some few players standing over the ball amongst them. Musa Baro, Abdullah Jallo, Amadou Jan. And who against Steve Trawale. These are all players quite capable of banging in goals from direct free kicks. You can hear the little supporters here on the stands shouting. They want to see the ball in the net. If that is anything they can get from this, little clapping coming from the little spectators here at the Independence Stadium. Fans hoping for this to be a goal for them. Miguel Henrique, the goalkeeper, the whistle has gone. Bakar Trawale, high. Disappointing one for Steve Trawale. Some he got right and some he got horribly wrong.
Yes, the ball sailed a little bit more than he wished it had. I'm sure he wanted to dip at the last moment, but that was a big chance that went begging. And yeah, we'll have to try to manufacture more chances like that, Mr. Gomez.
Yeah, definitely right. Especially just at the beginning of the box. If we can try to win more fouls like this, I think something will come out of it.
Nevertheless, just 10 minutes so far into the second 45 between the Palanque Negras of Angola and the Scorpions of the Gambia here at the Independence Stadium. Crucial game for the host. Much needed win for them, if possible. They want to find things easy for themselves when they travel to DR Congo for the final game. Musa Baro was swelling. I think he should have waited for the ball rather than trying to create the distance.
He should have met the ball instead of waiting for the ball to get to him.
The Angolans knocking slowly halfway inside their own half. they've not been the better side. All the threats has been coming from the home side, the Scorpions. And there are still some tricky players on the bench. Job, the diminutive. Wakar.
Job is direct and also powerful. He has an eye for goal. You also have Abdoulaye Sanyang, who is playing for Germania Beerschot in Belgium. He's been impressive the whole time he's played. Even when he made his debut last game, he did well. So we do have options. We also have the tall, powerful Mohamed Badamosi, who can actually come in, and it will ease the work that Hassan might be doing also. So yes, we do have options to change the dynamic of the game. So let's see how Tom, an offside call there, how Tom will react to this. But definitely you can see the backline have moved further up the pitch towards the center circle. So we are actually trying to push Angola back, which wasn't the case in the first half when we retreated and waited to counter them. It's a little bit different, the strategy in the second half.
Angolans recorded their first victory against the Scorpions of the Gambia. The Scorpions attacking. Can this be the breakthrough goal for them? Musa Barrow is this possess good defending. The frustration can be heard from the stands, from the little section of supporters here, giving their support to the Scorpions, who are finding things a little bit tough here. They try to penetrate the resilient Palanque Negres defense line. Noah Sonko, Doslan, no Scorpion player there. Angolan centre back, Kiolanda Gaspar is back in possession again. He's surrounded by two players. He does well, and that is a high boot. A free kick has been awarded to the Angolans. They recorded their first victory on September 6, 2019, here at the Independence Stadium, when Wilson scored a lone goal for them. And from that moment on 10th September 2019, again, it was a 2-1 win for Angola against the Scorpions of the Gambia. Giraldo scored on the 41st minute. Hassan Cisse level matters for the Scorpions on the 66th minute. But Fabio Abreu scored the winner on the 68th minute. And on November 13, 2019, the Scorpions recorded their first victory against the Palanque Negros with a 3-1 win in Luanda at the Stadio Nazionale de Ombaka. Mohamed Bai is dispossessed, still crawling on the ground. The Angolans wins it so cheaply. They're trying to go forward. Back in possession again. Zola. Cross comes into the area. Headed out by Shambak Noah. Wakar Steve Trawale touches it to Hassan. He tried to connect Steve Trawale. This is going to be a little counter attack for the Scorpions. The Angolans trying to defend well. Steve still going forward. Cross comes in low on. It's a smart play, you were saying, John. Yeah, but Angolans did well to defend.
Yes, again, the delivery could have been better, and also the run-in from the box could have been timed better by the people that were coming in. But that's the type of thing that Steve will bring to the game. He'll be direct, he'll go after defenders, he'll try to create chances, which is going to be very useful going forward.
Noah, Abdoulaye Diallo, lovely spacing. Steve Trawale, just inside the box. Is he going to go for a goal? Sleman Mare was chasing, sliding tackle there by Sleman Mare. And he wins something for the Scorpions out of it. Substitution for the Angolans.
Yes, Steve.
Vladimir Estun Antonio will be coming on shortly in the position of the 11th. That is Manuel David Alfonso, the team captain, is replaced. The first substitution, Atto, for the visitors.
I think if we continue this momentum, we can surely get something out of this. The intensity and the pressing from the upfield, the upper side of the field, is getting better.
I have Atto Gomez, the former Scorpion player, Murjan, the former Scorpion player, MS Jallo, the head of the team, and myself, Famara Baji, comprising or completing the commentary team here at the Independence Stadium for you. We are into the second half. Still the Scorpions of the Gambia nil. Quarter of an hour. Almost 16 minutes so far into the second 45 between the Palanque Negras of Angola and the Scorpions of the Gambia. The Palanque Negras, the giant sable antelope, is an animal. It's an animal that is much regarded in Angola, been given high regards. The giant sable antelope is the national symbol of Angola and is held in a great regard by its people. Steve Traoré going forward. He wins the ball again. Tricky player he is. Difficult to stop every time. He always tries to make the moves. Abdullah Jallo, stop below one. Step by the goal to Boston. They've been waiting for. And the little section of supporters here at the Independence Stadium are back on their feet. That is the breakthrough goal. The moment the Gambia has been waiting for. Finally, after just 17 minutes into the second half, the Scorpions are back on the ascendancy. They are in front here, MS.
Super sub, not the goal scorer, but the architect of the goal, Boubacar Steve Traoré, doing exceptionally well. Once again, proving his work.
He's so important to this team. He's so important to this team. The same thing happened to the Gabon game when he just came in, and even in Libreville and in Banjul against Gabon, it was the same thing. It's just repeating what was happened at the past games.
He has been the X factor. He has been the game changer. Many people will actually advocate that he should start, but he started some games and he didn't play as well. But every time that he has come in, because of his intelligence and his directness, he's came and he's influenced the game in a positive way.
Earlier on before the game, I had the same conversation with Mr. Jan, and I thought I told him that I thought Steve's supposed to start, but he said Steve coming in from the bench, he's always dangerous, which is happening right now. So I agreed with more.
Gambia leads here by a goal to nil. Hassan Cisse, the goal scorer, after a brilliant work by Boubacar Steve Traoré.
And a brilliant shot saved from
Abdullah Jallo, and Hassan with the rebound to send Gambians into raptures.
I am sure social media and people at home are going irate at this point, and rightfully so. It's so close, but we still have at least 30 minutes of full concentration to go, and hopefully an insurance policy can be bought with a second goal, because you never know. You never know.
Come on, referee.
Hassan Cisse, 4 goals in 3 games against Angola. Shot comes in! Just wide. That was dangerous.
That is dangerous. We were found open. We've always had this problem of having concentration immediately after taking a lead. That was a warning, and I hope we will heed to that warning and keep our shape again. That way, you know, like we did in the first half, Angola had the ball, but we're never threatening. So we just hope that it is the same way.
And Gabon is leading the Democratic Republic of Congo by a goal to nil. 67th or 64 minutes played in that game. Let's hope it stays like that, and it stays this way in the Gambia. And there we go.
Born on 17 March 1994, Hassan is currently the country's, should I say, all-time top scorer. He was on 6 goals with the former tall, lanky Scorpion centre forward Mamadou Cisse Zico, and Hassan has increased his tally to 7 goals. The Zurich man has scored 7 goals since he started playing for the Scorpions, and this is quite amazing at his age. I mean, the kind of player. 4 of those 7 goals came against Angola. Amazing. He scored a brace against them in the first leg. He scored the consolation goal for the Scorpions on 10 September 2019, and here he is. His goal is making the difference as it stands.
Maybe Gambia should play Angola every time for us. Because with that rate, we are probably going to have, if he plays 50 times, he'll score about 60 goals. And that record will definitely not be broken in this day and age.
No denying
Complex of
about
the game
that.
has changed now.
It has changed since the beginning of this the second half. So if we keep this momentum, I think we're gonna end up with these 3 points.
Hassan Cisse's goal separates the two sides. This crunch encounter, as the Gambia is on the brink of a first qualification to the African Cup of Nations, but it's not yet finished though, as the Angolans are trying to find the equalizing goal.
And remember,
the towel so easily.
Yeah, remember this is how the Gambia got the better of Angola in the first leg. I mean, they allow the Angolans to come on them, and they will always exploit the gaps, hit on the counter attacks. You saw the goal of Hassan Cisse, 2 of his goals, and equally the 3rd goal as well. So this is something that could definitely work for them. So they have counter attacks. I mean, to break on. Absolutely, they have a lot of pacey players who are good in, always whenever trying to take up the opponent players. Abdullah Jallo, tricky player he is. I mean, I think he has been so much helpful, Jan, to this team. His style of football has been working so well.
And once he has been brought into the middle and Steve brought in on the right, he's been able to actually, see him spray passes around. And he's that kind of player. He's got vision, he can pass, and he's got that shot from the top of the key, which was evident in the goal because it was from his shot deflection that the goal came. So we are a better team. And we are we are more well positioned with Steve outside.
Confidence growing.
Yes,
those
and we are
long-range passes that you've just seen.
Especially with the defense, because we haven't seen much of Job with the goalkeeper, which means the defense line is really comfortable.
Gambia wins the throw. Nuha Sonko remaining solid on the right back.
Going forward, MS, I think we as Gambians, we are used to yearning for beautiful football. Should we qualify for the AFCON, we are not going to be playing against the Angolas and the Congos. We'll be facing the Ghanas, the Nigerias, the Egypts, the South Africas, the Senegals, the Guinea. Okay, maybe Guinea-Conakry.
Yes.
Yes, and Guinea-Conakry,
Yes,
exactly. So this kind of tactic might work for us because I don't see us outplaying or dominating possession against these. So as the team is being built, it is being built for something even bigger. Because once we get to that stage, we have to be able to play like this and use our counter as our main weapon. And that has been our main weapon. So hopefully we can get through this and be qualified. And maybe the tactics that we really don't like might be what is best for us.
Absolutely, we saw Madagascar, I mean, in their debut season, how far they've gone in the Africa Cup of Nations all the way to the quarterfinals. I mean, the Gambia with this squad, like you said, they have a healthy bench. You have Lamin Jallo there, Wakar Job is there as well. These are all tricky players, good players for that matter. Mohamed Bademossi, I mean, any of those players can cause havoc when they came on as a substitute. I mean, definitely they will be looking forward to that. Hassan Cisse, this is his 16th game for the country, and scoring 7 times. He started playing his football with Gamtel back in 2014. 2016 he moved to Casasport. Between 14 and 16 he was playing with the Senegalese side Casasport, and in 2016, 2018 he played with Lugano FC. Coach, they are giving a bit of instructions to his players as the play is temporarily stopped here.
Unfortunately,
the player has been stretched out.
Due to injury on Steve Trawale, he's. I hope it's not serious. I hope it's just a knock, and he's looking to be sitting up, as we can see in our screens. And yes, he just might continue. He just might continue.
Right moment for the happy moment.
A sigh of relief for all of us. A sigh of relief for all.
You can't put it any better.
Definitely.
Yes, Hassan played for Lugano FC, and 2017-18 he played for FC Chisao on loan. 2018 he moved to FC Zurich, and in 2020 he's on loan at Onsberg. He also played for the under-17 twice without scoring a goal. Under 20 he made 8 appearances, scoring 3 times for the Gambia under 20, and 5 caps for the Gambia under 23 with 2 goals, and 16 games for the Scorpions, with 7 goals to his name. He's a goal-scoring player. I mean, no surprise. He has been scoring from youth ranks.
Well, ever since I've known Asan when he started his career at Gamtel, he's always been one of my favorite up-and-coming talents, and he hasn't disappointed. He has grown from strength to strength, and he's proving it on an international level consistently, better than the likes of the, Baimale Waters, the Arthur Gomez that's sitting right here, Daddy Guy, Bierhoff. We've had many great strikers in the past, and none has actually been able to do it the way he has. So it speaks volumes for him. Definitely. Looks like we might be seeing a new change, a debutant for Chuka, Maudo Jaju, Austrian player who's on loan at Elfsborg. He's got high ratings. He was well sought after.
Comes in the box, eludes everyone, and the Angolans clear the danger.
And they can break.
Yeah, they break.
Ablai Jallo is helping, which is not where you
Lovely
want to see him.
skills with back heel.
Gambia wins it
And
back.
Abdullah Jallo, one thing about him, whenever he lost position, his work rate is very good. You can see the fight. He was helping dispossessing that ball.
He has had to learn that. He was more of a ball on my feet, let me get out of my way player. But as his career has progressed, which was the reason why he wasn't playing much in France, he's improved. And that's the sign of a good professional, somebody who adds something to his game year in, year out. As I was saying, Chuka, he was well sought after by Guinea-Bissau, even when they qualified for the AFCON, and he has chosen, he's pledged his allegiance to Gambia, which is big for us, and he might be helpful going in.
Absolutely, and that's the moment that a lot of football fans have been waiting for, to have him tied up by getting his first cap for the Gambia, and that will finish the tug of war between
Guinea and Gambia, definitely. Yes.
Yeah, I put that question to him when they arrived at the airport. If actually it was a tough decision for him to make, considering the fight Guinea-Bissau have been making to ensure that they got him in his ranks. But he said he consulted with the family in the Gambia and in Guinea as well. At the end, he has to decide where he wants to play. Probably he see
there is the goal. Oh, like the first,
and that is the goal as well. Yeah, that is the goal.
That's the goal. Brilliantly stuffed by Hassan Cisse.
He's a predator on the box. He's a fox in the box.
Absolutely.
He's a fox in the box. He knows where to be at the right time. That's what I like about him.
And you can see the celebrations.
Team captain, they are asking something.
You have players like Lamin Jallo, Mohamed Badamosi, Abdoulaye Sanyang, all being on the bench. That can be 11.
Yeah.
I was saying Suleiman Mar has been amazing in Gambian colours ever since he broke onto the international stage against that man of the match display against Ivory Coast here as a home-based player. That was
the first time I watched him, and I was like, oh man, where did this kid come from, man?
I remember after the post-match press conference, Didier Zakora spoke of him, citing him as one of the outstanding players of that game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he had a very bad injury, and that has stalled his progress. But he is back in form. You can see him. He looks healthy. He looks fit. He looks extra strong, which only bodes well for him. Let's see what happens. And by the way, something off topic, Gabon is losing 2-0. So things are looking up for Gambia. The stars are aligning, and let's just hope for the best.
And history is still in the making. The crowd here and everyone watching from home will be hoping that things stays like this, so the Scorpions are to their lead for celebrations to start here at the Independence Stadium and all over the country. I can still remember in 2008 when a lot of people crowded at Westfield with the thought that the Gambia already qualified.
I was so sad that day. I was in the team, but I had to leave because I still had to do some rehabilitation work. And I was watching the game in my apartment in Austria by myself, and I saw people running, and I was trying to talk to them from the TV. Please, we haven't qualified. What are you guys doing?
Yeah, that was embarrassing.
Hurt me.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah, but this is a different scenario.
It's happening here as the Gambia is leading through Hassan Cisse's lone goal, and Gabon doing us a favor for themselves as well by beating Democratic Republic of Congo by 2-0. If it stays like this, the Gambia will be on the plane to Cameroon for the African Cup of Nations for the first time in the history of this country. Foul through.
Yeah, that's a rare one. 13 minutes plus added on time to go here at Independence Stadium. Still the Scorpions of the Gambia lead by Hassan Ceesay's goal, which came on the 17th minute of the second period. The giant sable antelope is evaluated as critically endangered on the IUCN red list of threatened species, but here on the pitch, 11 scorpions are making life difficult for 11 giant sable antelopes. Quite astonishing. Looking
Well,
at
the scorpions appears to have found their venom since narrowly escaping Djibouti in the preliminary round of the qualifiers with those penalties chased by Toldo here at the Independence Stadium
Yes.
to book a place in the group stages of the qualifiers for Cameroon 2021. They have gone on to sting Angola in the opening round of the qualifiers by 3-1 in Luanda.
There goes Musa Barrow.
He should have released the ball, absolutely. That was so unnecessary. Steve was making the move. Abdoulaye Diallo was making the move. He should have quickly go for a pass. Angolans break. They punish? They're still going. Cross comes in from the left into the area. Alert everyone. They get it back in possession. Danger not yet averted. They're still going forward. Pamadou Jan surround the player there. He's trying to delay for a lot of players to be in defensive position.
Yeah, good shielding there from Pamadou Jan and the entire defense, but still the danger is not averted. Shot comes in to tame one and out for a goal kick to the Scorpions.
Those are the things that experienced players like Pamadou Jan do. If it was a young halfback or left back, he would have been rash and tried to win the ball. What he did was shield himself against the goal. He put himself in front of the player and the man on the goal and delayed enough time for numbers to get back in. That's professional defending. Defending is not about tackling. It's about keeping the shape. It's about making the player not do what they originally want to do. Yeah. And it's about buying time. Classic example of experience right there.
I mean, he looks more comfortable than the last game against Gabon. Yeah.
Definitely. He looks at ease.
He looks at
even
ease.
Faster. He's
Even
as heavy.
his condition.
Yes, his condition
So,
is way better.
I'm really impressed.
Yeah, Hassan Ceesay been brought down on the ground and wins the free kick.
By Manuel Salamao, who disagreed with the first assistant referee.
Footballers are always disagreeing.
Coming on for Musa Barrow. Substitution there. Musa Barrow Pinto, the number 10, is making way out for Abdoulaye Sanyang Bambalai. MS, your dude is coming. He has been outstanding.
He had a very good debut against Gabon here in Banjul, playing in Belgium, and here he comes in.
What I like about this Abdoulaye Sanyang is that he can play different positions, from number 8 to number 10 to second striker, or even out wide. Him coming in now will bring in even more intensity than what Musa Barrow brought on the table. Musa Barrow, when the system works, that's when you see him, because he's a tactical player. But Abdoulaye Sanyang, he's somebody who can make something out of nothing. He's
Free
a
kick
creator.
for the Scorpions. Abdoulaye Diallo with the delivery. High one into the box. But the flag goes off for offside.
I'm talking about Abdoulaye Sanyang. He's a very selfless player. He plays more of a team player, like more assists, very dangerous crosses. I watch him a lot in with Jamal Bescourt, and he's getting in the team more and more. And people love him there.
Yes, he's definitely got a big career ahead of him if he keeps his head in the right place. And I think he's managed well.
Yeah.
History about to be made here at the Independence Stadium. The old stadium that has stood for more than 30 years have been waiting for this moment. Legends like Biri Biri, Pai Malewada, Lamin Owens, Aziz Kaur, the Jato Caesars, the Idrissa Sonkos,
Amadou Adams.
Amadou Adams. Shot comes in!
That
was great save by Toldo.
That was a lapse in concentration. They've allowed the player with a lot of gap. I mean, look at the tone he made. Fire in that
Look
shot.
at the numbers around him. They still allowed him to get that shot.
And look at the pass again.
Yeah, he comes back, turned around.
Look at him.
He's got the space to bend the ball around. But Toldo was equal to the task.
He got so much time.
He got so much time. Good save from the goalkeeper and a corner kick to Angola.
A goal kick instead.
A goal kick instead to Angola. I was saying,
we really have to protect that front of the box area.
Yeah.
I've been saying it since the first half. That's spoken to, because as much as we know him, they know him as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
5 minutes between the Scorpions and history here at the Independence Stadium. They lead by a goal to nil, courtesy of Asan Cisse. They're going forward again, breaking. Bwaka Steve Trawale to Asan Cisse, who tried to connect back Steve again. Abdullah Jallo tried to resurrect things for them. He's still trying to go forward. He's dispossessed so perfectly. Nothing absolutely wrong with that challenge. And Angola will try to go forward. They're knocking it slowly, finding pins, tough in trying to penetrate the Scorpions. Intercepted well by Umar Kohli, veteran, experience. I think his experience at the back is helping that.
Oh yes, he has that calming effect, Omar Kohli. You never really see him going to ground. You never see him tackling or tussling. He reads everything so well that those things are avoided before it happens.
You're Ferdinand Tabo.
He's that kind. No, he looks more like Virgil van Dijk. I'm sure I'll get messages on Facebook soon that I only talk about Liverpool.
I think playing at the highest level in Syria for Sampdoria has helped a lot. Where you playing week in, week out with top strikers like Cristiano Ronaldo, and the list goes on.
What do you expect?
Yeah, what do you expect? You expect him to be that calm.
Definitely.
And he has been a great servant of the Scorpions. Born and bred in Lamen.
Definitely.
To making history here in Bakau at the Independence Stadium.
What a day this is going to be if it ends like this, man.
Certainly it's going to be a great day.
Yeah.
We have been waiting, we have been dreaming, we have been praying, and we are just under 5 minutes away as Abdullah Jallo Jamano receives treatment on his knee. He has been outstanding in the game. So far, so good. I wonder how the celebrations would be outside of the Independence Stadium. Gabon leads by 3 goals to 0. That is the goal. Asan Cisse following up with the rebound. I remember yesterday I had, during my build-up to the game, somebody called, I think it was from Nyomi, and was saying that let them make the follow-up. Let them always follow up.
Yeah.
Yes, and that follow-up is what gave that goal.
The passing was quite well.
Yeah, absolutely. Play halted for a moment as Abdullah Jallo receives treatment.
What I'm more excited about us getting to the major finals is players like Abdullah Jallo leaving, going to to another top league, rather than languishing in the second league of Belgium. You know, I think for someone of his talent and quality, I would love to see him in the Bundesliga or at least the French league, or at least the Belgium top division. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So for us, we are going to a major tournament, going to pave the way for all these.
And we have a lot of exciting talents. We just saw the under 20 team
recently.
We have so many talents, and we have others like Ibrahim Okoli, who couldn't make. Omar Ibrahim Dabo, Roma, Musa Juarez. These are all exciting talents who have brighter futures. And with the Gambia making it to the African Cup of Nations, will
open more doors.
Open more doors. Corner to the Scorpions.
Into the closing stages of the game. 1 minute plus additional time. The Scorpions looking defiant, and the Palanca Negras looking desperate. Corner comes in a low one, cleared away. This crop of young, unexperienced players are on the verge of making history. They're going to become the first set of players to qualify the Scorpions or the country, the Gambia, to their first ever Africa Cup of Nations. If nothing unfortunate happens here, they're going forward. The Scorpions will be very much focused at the back. A free kick has been awarded at the far end. They are quite unnecessary,
Exactly.
and that could be dangerous from a set piece.
Not the free kick we would have wanted to get at this point of the game. At a very
But that was an easy foul, man.
easy foul, and the position is not where we want the ball at this moment in the game. Angolan Pedro Gonçalves throwing his last antelopes onto the pitch, hoping to trample the Scorpions, who have stung in this game through Hassan Cisse. Free kick comes in. It's a high one into the box, headed away by Pamodu Jan. Headed away back again, 3 minutes added on. Anywhere would do for now for the Scorpions. And that is a brilliant ball.
There's a break.
Bambalai, and he does very well. Keep the ball, Jamano Abdullah Jallo. Good recovery there. Great football. Bambalai. He goes round his players.
Come on, referee.
The referee is not interested. Angolans building from inside their own half. Couple of step overs.
1 minute of the added on, 3 minutes is over here. We are left with 2 minutes between the Scorpions and their Africa Cup of Nations. That the first time they will make the appearance. Can they hold on to this slight advantage? Good defending there by Omar Colley. That was needed. That is absolutely
He anticipates and he clears. He anticipates. You watch him, you're like, this boy is simple. What does he do? He thinks. That's what he does. He sees before things happen. So it looks so simple for him.
Absolutely. He has been outstanding in this game. That's not offside. The flag goes. And that's an offside. Seconds to go between the Gambia and history.
Qualifying, man. Wow.
It's a moment of joy here at the Independence Stadium. And I believe across the streets in Banjul, Serekunda, Bakau, Brikama, the emotional hug there from the players.
Again, we have to give a lot of credit to the organizers of football, as well as the Gambia government. These boys were put together and put on a chartered flight to come and play this game. They will be chartered off to Congo, where they will play on Monday, and then come back
to Gambia,
and then to Brussels.
Celebrations already started.
It's been the work from all angles, all stakeholders, not just the players or the coaches, even the fans and the media. They all have to be commended. This is a national effort, and this is for the Gambia,
our homeland. Any moment from now, the final whistle should be blown by the Benin referee, and celebrations is already starting. There we are waiting for the referee as he awards a yellow card to Steve Traore for, I believe, what is time wasting. It's happening. We have been dreaming. We have been hoping. We have been praying. And finally it's happening right here at the Independence Stadium. That's not the final whistle though. Bibi Balde wanted to say that's the final whistle.
MSI can imagine how feeling is like
the final whistle.
Stadium.
That's what I'm imagining right now.
Watching on the TV, everyone is on their feet.
Final whistle! Yes! African Cup of Nations for the first time. Celebration starts right here. Dom Sanse. And you can see the jubilations. I know from the President, His Excellency Adama, who is on holiday in Mankamankunda, couldn't have a best way to celebrate Asa Holiday than to get the Scorpions qualified the Gambia for the African Cup of Nations. The entire country is happy. It has happened. That is the goal. Steve Traore doing the unthinkable. Jamano with the shot, and it's been parried by the Angolan goalkeeper Henriquez. And Hassan Cisse scores the goal that takes the Gambia to the 2021 African Cup of Nations. It has been a long wait, but finally, the Gambia will be rubbing shoulders with the top guns in African football. After it has happened.
Yeah, it has happened. History has been made. I can imagine how the streets are like right now. It's going to be a celebration the whole night today. Even with this pandemic, I mean, you can't blame anyone right now going out, you know. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I know the Ministry of Health would certainly forgive us for breaking the protocols by celebrating this long-awaited historic moment. Modijan.
Most definitely. I am usually known for always giving words. I am speechless, honest. My dream was always to represent Gambia at a major tournament.
Yeah.
That's why I left America to come and pursue football. I and others, we didn't. We came close. But we always hoped that even after our playing, we will be part of football, help the new generation reach that goal and take it to a level where the generation that comes after them will have something to target. And this is what happened. This is history. This is really great. This is awesome. This is wonderful. This is historic. I am emotional, so I will just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Congratulations to everybody, even the critics. You made the team stronger. Everybody contributed to this, negatively, positively, directly or indirectly. It is for the Gambia, our homeland, brothers.
We strive to walk and play, and moment to take selfies, a moment to celebrate. Musa Cisse. Musa Cisse has just joined us as the commentators.
I don't know. I mean, Momodu, I'm speechless. I'm kind of so emotional, stressed. I mean, I have not eaten all day. I've just been drinking. I've been sweating profusely. But there's nothing equal to what is happening right now or is about to happen, because we still have one little leap to make. But it seems we look unstoppable. And as other speakers and Modu and others have said, it is just something that you can never tell what's going to happen, and it feels so good and it's so unreal. 69 years of football, 69 or 62 years of football in the Gambia. This is all that we've been working for. So many great men and women had also gone through in trying to make this thing happen. But look at the youngsters who, under whose time, under whose moment, and it happened. Some of them were not even born when we started to talk about it. Even the men who went before them in trying to make this thing happen. Mojan sat here at us.
Yeah.
Before that, the Pirinja of blessed memory.
Name them, all of them, just to make today happen. But it happened to fail to Hassan and others. I mean, these guys are just amazing. Hassan, the talk going on. Thank you.
The man who has scored the most important goal that makes the Gambia for the African Cup of Nations. A goal that will forever be in the history books of African football. What is the moment like? Speak any language that you like, Hassan.
First of all, I have to thank everybody and the country, everybody that has participated in this, because we have been working for this, for our country.